Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for a watch along tonight in the Championship. It's one of those fabled games in hand that mean a lot, especially if you win them. It's going to be Blackburn versus Swansea tonight in the Championship. And the big narrative is that Swansea have the chance to go second tonight. We'll have a look at the situation. We'll have a look at the teams in just a second. You may or may not have noticed that I haven't done a predictions stream this midweek because there's only 3 games. So we can do that kind of during and before this game tonight. Let me know if you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. Say hello over in the comments. Get your predictions in as well. We have done a poll as ever on Twitter. I will let you know the results of that imminently, of course. And we will have a look at the teams in just a second. Why don't I let you know the results of the poll right now, because they are indeed in. Let me bring them up on the split screen for you. And you will see that, he says, getting through the tech. Boof. There we go. Can you see that? Lovely. You will see that 49.1% of people that voted in the poll, 112 votes, said an away win for Swansea, 25% a home win for Blackburn, 17.9, call that 18%. A scoring draw in this one with 8%, the fabled goalless draw that we really, really don't want at all, do we? Fingers crossed that does not happen. Right. Let's have a look at the teams, shall we? In this one. So I've got 2 keyboards right in front of me. Tricky business. Here we go. And there are the teams. Kaminski in goal for Blackburn, Belgian. Same back 4 that beat Millwall, I think, at the weekend. Ranking Costello, right back. Douglas, left back. Harwood Bellis and Lenihan are the centre backs. In midfield, it's Dak, who scored at the weekend, Tribal and Buckley on the youngsters. Brereton, Dolan and Gallagher up top. So once again, no Elliott or Armstrong in the starting lineup. Armstrong still injured, but Elliott obviously we can see there on the bench. I don't know why my feed has frozen. That would not do very well for a watch along. If we have no feed, I will keep you updated on that. It looks like, is it working? There we go. Okay. It froze for a second. We're all good. On the bench for Rovers, Pears, Bell, Nyambe, Downing, Evans, Johnson, Rothwell, Travis, and the aforementioned Harvey Elliott. For the Swans, who it will not have escaped anybody's notice, have won their last 2 games with stoppage time winners. Those sneaky little Swans. Woodman in goal. Norton, Kabungo and Guay is the back 3. Bidwell returns to the starting lineup. Manning started last time. Bidwell was the player involved in that penalty call at the end. Roberts is the other wing back. Good combination, those 2. Grimes, Fulton, Hurahan, Lowe and Mayhew. Whether it's the shape is exactly what's pictured there, I don't know. But we have seen plenty of times Hurahan maybe an advanced number 8. Not quite as far forward as the 10 role with Mayhew and Lowe up top. all sorts of problems with my video feed tonight. So we hope this is going to work properly, but it is freezing like nobody's business and then coming back. So this is slightly concerning with the iFollow feed that I've got here. So we will try our best. On the bench for the Swans, Hamer, Bennett, Latibodiere, Manning, Cooper, Dander, Routledge, Smith, and Whittaker. Have a look at the table and you'll see what this potentially means tonight. Swansea in third, 65 points. A draw, and they go level on points with Watford. They're currently 3 off Watford's goal difference, but it's very tight. If they were to win 3-0, for example, they'd have exactly the same goals for and goals against as Watford. They would, of course, have 2 more points there. So look, a win will put Swansea into second. That would be one of the 2 games in hand they've got on Watford. Brentford, however, did not play at the weekend. So they've only got 1 game in hand on Brentford. So I suspect fans of Brentford and Watford are going to be watching this very keenly. If they were to lose, if you're a fan of Reading, you might start to be taking a look at things as well with those 3 straight wins. Reading have gained points, obviously, on everybody above them over those last 3 games. But obviously, game in hand could kick in now and help out the Swans. Thank you very much to Steve. A $4.99 super chat. Thank you very, very much, Steve. You are the king of the bin. My feed's okay, says Chris. Are you on Swans TV, Chris? Or are you on iFollow? I'm on Swans TV. I can see Matt Grimes leading his team in the tunnel. They're about to walk out. Let's have a look. See who's here. Mini Surge. Come on, Blackburn from a Brentford fan. As I said, there's going to be plenty of eyes on this from Brentford and Watford fans. And let's be honest, they're all going to want Blackburn to win. We're at that point in the season now where context is very, very clear, isn't it? You know who you want to win. You know exactly what you want to happen in games. There is a load of League One games. Liam points out, actually, in fact, Ipswich are playing as well. We should point this out. Let me just bring them up for you so you can see. In fact, a huge entire, is there 12 there? May even be a virtual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, entire round in League One. AFC Wimbledon v Burton, Bristol Rovers v Accrington Stanley, Charlton versus Northampton, Crewe versus Donny, Ipswich versus Lincoln. Big one there. It's kicking off at 7. MK versus Blackpool, Posh versus Hull, Plymouth Wigan, Rochdale Shrews, Swindon Oxford, Fleetwood Gills, Pompey and Sunderland. Those are the League One games going on. We'll pick up them obviously halfway through the feed. I guess if I put, I'm sure Sky will have Gillette. What's it on? In fact, Ipswich Town have just tweeted some team news, which I will give to you hot off the press. Holly, Chambers, Enciala, Wilson, Kenlock, Dazelle, Downs comes in to start, Lancaster starts, Bishop, Edwards starts, and Norwood up top for Ipswich. And I think we are nearly ready to go in this one. We might be relying on a few of you in the chat if my stream does indeed go down. I can give you a timestamp. Remember, I'm on Swans TV here, and I'm coming down the internet. We may be 30 seconds below what you might be seeing tweeted by journalists, of course. Chris, good evening, sir. Swans 2-1. If I can make it tonight, I hope it all goes well. I'll send you one of my mugs. There we go. Pompey Sunderland, big game indeed. And here, Dylan's here. James, Owen wants another last-minute Swansea pen. James, Chris, are you improving on your predictions now? I can't think whether that number's going up or down. Evening, Mr. E. Lee, Brentford here too. Come on, Blackburn. We have kicked off. Swan's wearing sort of mint green and pink detail on their away kit. Blackburn in the blue and white halves. Swans going from right to left as I am looking, as the hard camera looks, from the Blackburn Rovers Stadium, Ewood Park, which I just forgot the name of for a second there. Matt, prediction for which minute? Dearie me. Rovers. Lewis, we're good. We're very good, Lewis. Shady's just gone to her mum's for a second. We do have a support bubble. Don't worry, that is not against the law. Throw into Swansea. Bidwell's got it on the left. Hurahan tried to cross it. And it's closed down by Tom Tribal. An unlikely starter, I think, in the last couple of games. Cleared up the line by Rovers. Dolan is chasing it, and it is hoisted forward by Cabango. And out it goes. Tony Mowbray perched on that wall where Mick McCarthy got scared by a ghost when he was Wolves manager. If everyone's seen that clip, I'm sure. Cleared out of the right back area for Blackburn. And Norton goes all the way home. I didn't write the teams down. Oh, sorry about that loud noise that you might have just heard. So I'm going to cheat. We'll have them right there in front of my face, if that is allowed. Actually, I suspect if I downloaded the app rather than looked at it online, that might be easier. Hey, what are you going to do? Here's Dolan chasing after it up the field, attacking for Blackburn. Oh, nice turn by Dolan. Slips it in down the middle. No penalty. Brereton went down. He was shoulder to shoulder with Mark Guay. I'll need to see a replay of that. Referee is Rob Jones. Not remotely interested in that. Cleared by Kaminsky. Dolan, who started the game fairly well. Lovely little turn and slip through the middle there. No, there's nothing in that. Both players sort of arrive at the same time, both equal force. Shoulders on, and down goes Brereton. No penalty. Cabango clips that one forward. Headed out. Gallagher made a bit of a mess of that, and Rovers have made a mess of that full stop. Low back heels it. He goes down easily. No decision given that end either. And now this time we do have a foul against, I think it's Gallagher. It's not the best picture. I'm trying my best here. We're going to have another look at this penalty call here. There's absolutely nothing in it, I don't think. Shoulder to shoulder. I think Buckley was in the shot looking right at it, and he didn't even appeal that one. Lenihan. Harwood Bellis. And he goes back to Kaminsky. Remember, Blackburn do have lots of possession and lots of shots in that game, in their games, but are underperforming some of those metrics. Here's Fulton. Fulton plays it out wide. Low cross by Roberts. Ayew to the edge of the box to Hurahan. Bidwell clips it in. Ayew heads towards goal. I think if he left that, I don't know who was offside then. One or other of them would have been offside. If he'd have left it, Lowe would have been there. So if Ayew was offside and Lowe wasn't, he made a grave mistake heading that ball, because if he'd left it, Lowe was in right behind him. Hopefully for Ayew's sake, they were both offside and it wasn't an error by the Ghanaian, Ayew. I am watching on Swans TV, and it was 10 English pounds or 10 Welsh pounds if it's going to Wales. Same as I follow. 0-0, 6 minutes gone. Penalty shout early on in the game. Looked to me like a coming together in there, although Chris disagrees with me. Defo should have been a pen and red. If it was a foul, it would have been a red card, because there was no attempt to play the ball. Just sort of came together, shoulder to shoulder. I don't often disagree with Chris, to be fair, but I didn't see it that way, I have to say. I've been wrong before. Back in about 1993. Clipped across into the right back position. Ranking Costello looking for Dolan. Dak with a lovely switch of play there. Gallagher, the big guy, brings it down, drives inside, keeps possession. Tribal plays it into Dolan. Buckley, good football by Blackburn. Douglas, Dolan, Dak. All this down the left wing. Oh, Dak tries a little drag and back heel. Doesn't quite get Douglas in, and Fulton is screening quite well and manages to get that one out. Do I have the SofaScore app on here? Yeah, that is the app. Wonder if I'm going through the website whether it look any better. I think I've memorised the teams anyway. Love you, Ben. You too, Owen. He's got a COVID test tomorrow. You need to stick the thing up your nose, Owen. Make you sneeze afterwards. Big long throw down the right-hand side by Connor Roberts, the right wing-back, who is indeed having an excellent season. Sorry, I'm not on my phone. I'm just putting the teams up on here. Oh, for God's sake. Why does the Premier League app... I've got it next to the SofaScore app in my phone, and they look very similar in appearance, let's just say. Let's go with that. That'll be more helpful. 8 minutes and 42 on my feed. If you want to sync up, let me know. I would suspect that you're taking my word for it on this one. This game is not on Sky TV. That's tremendous. Stop playing Candy Crush. Do you know, I've never played Candy Crush. Throw in, down, although there is an advert for Double Casino or something on the bottom of my SofaScore page. Other casinos are available. Just avoid Football Index. Inside it goes from Douglas. They've had to go back into the back four. Howard Bellis plays it to Lenihan. That's a really nice turn by Ranking Costello. He goes outside to Brereton. Brereton, low cross. Oh, chance for Dak. Dak threw himself at it at the diving header there. If he makes contact, it immediately goes down as a big chance. But it's a Ian Wright diving header type situation, and Dak didn't actually make contact, but it's a really nice cross in from the right hand side. And a Blackburn, edging this so far with that Dolan playing in. It was Brereton, wasn't it, in the penalty call, and they've only been openings. They haven't managed to get a shot off at goal for either of them. And I mean, that says a lot about Swansea, who defend very nicely, don't they? Chris is coming back in an hour and a half to see the Swansea penalty. Right. No more Swansea penalty jokes. I've heard every single one. I've seen every single one. Don't worry. We can give up on that now, can't we? Unless they get another one today. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Switch of play by Norton. Guay plays it to Bidwell. Nice little touch inside by Bidwell. Ayew tried to header it on. Rovers have won it back and they've won the throw-in. 11 gone. Decent territory for Swansea. Rovers have played most of the football, I would suggest. No real chances. Obviously, that penalty call and the Dak dive-in header. I don't want to open up the fake news sin bin today, Liam. It normally gets cleaned out on a Monday night. What day? A Tuesday night. Don't even know what day it is. I was talking to our friend Russ, who's in the chat earlier, about the Euros. It's just football's just going to go right the way through, isn't it? It's never going to stop. We don't mind that, though, do we? Even Stevens at the moment, Steve. Agreed. I think Blackburn just edging it. But yeah, it's even, isn't it? No chance for either side yet. Roberts throws it in looking for Ayew. Good flick on by Ayew. Powerful header across the box, in fact. I think there must have been a pull by Jamal Lowe because referee Jones has whistled for that one. I think Lenihan must have got impeded by Lowe, who was in this part of the world last season, wasn't he? Playing for Wigan. Jamal Lowe, one of the many Wigan players who were sold in quite heartbreaking fashion after the administration and the relegation. Ayew, Fulton. Poor ball by Fulton. Sold Bidwell down the river then. He was never getting that one. And it is a Rovers throw. Swansea, as normal, they're getting their wing-backs right forward. They have hemmed Rovers in a few times, but the sort of more flowing football has come from Blackburn so far. We know Swansea are a well-coached, well-organised side. Don't often get caught out, do they? Hurahan charges that down and it's straight through to Thomas Kaminski. Here's Rankin Costello. Tribal offers. Gets closed down, but manages to get it off to Buckley. He carries it forward. Here's Douglas, who's obviously been promoted out of this division twice, hasn't he? Once with Wolves and once with Leeds. Didn't play many games, did he? Next year, we're going to have the World Cup at Christmas. Oof. That is going to be weird, isn't it? Do I want Gareth Southgate sacked if England don't win the Euro? That's normally the size of it for England managers, isn't it? We'll put that into the chat. All the football, all of the time. Who will win? This is David Mitchell at Loftus Road, yes? Throw in down the line for Swansea. 14:50 on the clock. Mayhew knocks it into the channel. Lowe is chasing. He's not going to get there first. That's a silly foul by Lowe. Just a bit heavy-handed. And it's going to be a restart for Blackburn, taken about 15 yards away from where the infringement took place. Back with Kaminski on the penalty spot. Rovers looking to play out. As I say, they do make a lot of passes in their games, but they're in the bottom half of the table. Hoiked forward in the end by Harwood Bellis. And Swansea just closing in on that. Grimes has popped it out. Just got there ahead of Buckley. And it's going to be a Rovers throw-in. A little bit of a sense with the Swansea press here that they know Blackburn can be got at in their own third. There's a very concerted attempt when Blackburn are moving the ball around that back four to press. Even the spare centre-half is going right forward. But Blackburn have gone long and played through it this time. I was just going to say that normally means one of two things could happen. Either Swansea will win the ball high up and create a chance, or if Blackburn play through, they'll have all the space in the world in midfield, which they did then, just the clipped ball out and over. And if they can win that first one, and they do have physicality with Gallagher and Brereton up, so might be a case of being a bit brave on the ball in their own third, and then hitting Brereton or Gallagher. 50-50 there. Buckley wins it. Fulton went down. Thought he'd been fouled. Referee says play on. Referee Jones. Here's Harwood Bellis. Comes over halfway. An obvious press this from Swansea now against the Blackburn back four. They have to use the ball well in this. We'll see. I'm trying to figure out who the trigger is. It's probably Mayhew, but we'll see how long or how intermittent they go with that. Hourihan now chases down Tribal. And Harwood Bellis, nice play by him, just sidesteps Hourihan, steps out and goes into midfield. Dak has come short. Lovely little clip forward by Douglas, picked up by Tyrese Dolan, who is so quick accelerating, isn't he? He's done well, actually, Dolan. Fires it into Brereton, who does well to control it. It's out on the right-hand side now. Ranking Costello. Brereton tries to go round the outside of Guay. Crossed in deep, and they were looking for Gallagher on the back post. Easy gather for Woodman in goal for the Swans. Here comes Hourihan with a bit of space now ahead of him. Hourihan. Bidwell's come central. That's a foul. 3 Rovers players around Bidwell there. I think it was Lenihan who committed the foul. If anyone can help me out in the chat, I'm being asked repeatedly what I'm watching on a laptop with my eyes, and the platform is Swans TV, which is available to literally anybody in the known universe with a computer, the internet, and £10. What time am I on? 19 minutes and 15 seconds gone. If you also are watching, free kick comes in for Swansea. Lowe sort of wins the header, glances it, but it's nowhere near the goal. It's clipped in. The free kick was very central, so it was hard to create an angle there. Hourihan sort of tries to curl it outwards, but Lowe headers it wide. What are you watching? Andre. Not Jordan. Ooh. He's given away at the back there. Low pounced on it. He's won a corner for Swansea. Yeah, dad jokes. Are they encouraged? I'm not sure they are they? Oh, Brickhand, that's very, very kind. Very kind indeed, my friend. Legend. He's covered Miss Swan's TV for me. Very, very nice of you, Brickhand. What great subscribers we have. Too kind. In goes the corner from Hurahan, puts it low into the near post. It's cleared out. Roberts and Dolan are sort of battling. And it's just given away up the line. Now, good turn again by Dolan. Surely that's a foul by Fulton on Dolan. Dolan looks very lively, I have to say. We have more Watford fans, more Brentford fans, very, very interested in the outcome of this one. We just had a shot from halfway line. It went way over the bar. I'd be getting way more excited than that. Lots of people not leaving their bias at the door, Liam. I know. What terror, hey? Come on, Blackburn. This is what happens at the end of the season. I am in no way endorsing a half-time dad joke off. Here's Dolan. Dak with a long ranger. That was never doing anything other than flying over the bar to the left-hand side. Although Dak does look like he's getting up to speed now after that long injury absence. And he did score. He's got a couple of goals now. He did score at Millwall at the weekend with the aid of a deflection, I think, off Sean Hutchison. Rovers just on top. Bitty game. Please, Blackburn. Says every Watford, Brentford, Norwich, Reading, name anybody in the top 6 fan. Point in the season, everything matters, doesn't it? Guay clips that one away into halfway, looking for Lowe. And I mean, Ayew and Lowe in the main have been just pressing from the front. They haven't had too much ball, the Swans front two. Bidwell's got a throw in down the left. There is Mike Marsh on the Swans bench, a fine player for Liverpool in his day. Okay, I'm going to put one up. Who wants to learn Roman numerals? I, for one. And yes, that is tremendous. The fake news sin bin is open for business. And I've just put 2 people in. So we've got Steve as the king of the bin tonight. In they go. Buffoonery will always be rewarded with a visit to the fake news sin bin. Throw into Swans in the right back area. 24-25 on the clock. Roberts, who's got a huge throw, gets it all the way up to halfway. It's headed back in towards Dak. Dak knocks it off, and he's always been good shielding the ball. Lovely ball around the corner from Dak to Dolan, who looks an absolute pest to mark. Just in terms of if you do get tight, he can move away from you so quickly. A long one forward from Fulton into the channel. Lowe gives chase. Ranking Costello in the right back position does well. Bidwell, Ayew into the channel again. It's going to be a Blackburn throw, is it? No. It's a foul by Fulton. It's going to be a Blackburn free kick. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. A little bit. They don't look like they're in the mood to take a risk, Swansea, here, do they? They really could do with a win, though. I've already eaten, Russ. I had bang bang prawns, and well, it's basically posh scampi and chips from my recipe subscription that we have. Very nice. And there was that cayenne pepper stuff that you put in the sauce. So it had a little kick to it. Very good. Lower bargain, 800k. Very much so. Would have been a couple of million quid more than that, wouldn't it, without administration? Right, free kick to Swansea now. Dolan has given the foul away. Guay and I think Brereton having words with each other, but this is a chance for Hurahan to stick it in the box. It's not HelloFresh, it's Gusto. It's very, very good though. And do you know what? We spend less money on that than we would in the supermarket, where we just buy everything in thoroughly disorganized fashion. Bang, bang into the room. You know you want it. In the free kick goes from the left-hand side. A Rover's head on it. Lowe's on the back post. He half volleys it towards goal left-footed and Gallagher gets the block in. All the big Swans players are still up. So Norton has tried to put it back in the mixer. I think Lowe was offside for about the third time this game. If you DM me, Swanscast, if I recommend you, I think we both get a little kickback. So we might be able to do a bit of business here. Is Wednesday Norwich on the telly, Russ? I'll definitely watch that. Nodded away by Rovers, long ball forward. Dak came in short there. He's given the ball away, actually, strangely for him. Buckley, though, fouled Roberts at exactly the same time as Tribal fouled Mayhew. Stop it. It's absolute, incredibly disrespectful fake news. My watch-alongs, we'll get someone to do the numbers again, and we'll give you an average number of goals per watch-along. Unfortunately, people only remember the games without goals rather than the ones with. Yes, we were subjected to Mick McCarthy, Steve Bruce and Sam Allardyce in 2 consecutive watch-alongs. We'll give Carlos Corberan a pass, I think. Swansea throwing down the left. Roberts has gone all the way over to take it. The right wing back. He's got great throw, Roberts. In it goes. Mayhew wins the first header. There's an arm up in there. I don't know to whom the arm belonged and what colour shirt he was wearing, but there was an arm way above anybody's head there. And I would be very interested to see that one again. Let's have a look at this. Ooh, it was Lenihan. Interesting. I don't know whether the ball hits his hand. It's very close to Ayew's head, though. If it did, it's an unnatural position for sure. Guay tries to play it into Roberts. He completely overcooks that one. Out it goes for a throw. Piers has quit. Good morning, Britain. Has he actually, or is it publicity stunt? The last two scores. Well, this is currently 0-0 after 30 minutes. And we did Leeds-West Ham last night, where there were 2 disallowed goals and another 2 goals as well. So over the last 2 games, we are averaging a goal per game, and we have 60 minutes of this game to go. Good evening, Peanuts. We're on Swans TV, Paul. Nothing in it on the replay. It's hard to tell, wasn't it? You never know with those ones in the penalty box when someone jumps, whether they've got budged into the ball and their hands hit it and they've actually been fouled rather than handball. I think you need a day off, Russ, don't you, eh? Do you think Barnsley will go through the playoffs or possibly through the automatic if they carry on this good form? What, as in, if they win another 7 games straight, they might be in the top 2 if they win another 7 games straight. Look, if Barnsley finish anywhere near the playoffs, that is outstanding from them. So that would be a wonderful story. Just in the second angle. What happened then, Jamen? What happened, fella? Free kick to Swansea that Woodman has come all the way out of his goal to take. It's about 18 yards shy of the halfway line. Woodman kicks it long. Blackburn head on it, and they're going to get it clear. Hoisted forward, looking for Dolan. A horrible one, shanked up in the air by Cabango. Gets away with it. Norton heads it away. It's come back at them, though, and Cabango this time clears. Big header back. All a bit industrial, this. Nice flick on by Gallagher. Here's Dolan down the left wing. Dolan plays it inside. Buckley receives it back off Tribal. Mixture of a not very good pass and a not very good touch there between Tribal and Buckley. And possession is conceded. The arm is right by Ayew. Ayew's head looks like it makes contact. I'd like to see it given just for the reactions in the chat. Maybe I might have as well, actually. Hooked forward by Hurahan into the channel. Ayew has pinched that off Douglas. Good feet by Ayew. Excellent play. Here's Fulton. Fulton crosses from the right. Lovely ball in by Jay Fulton. Rankin Costello on the cover. The right back. Good defending. Good play all round, really. Then Ayew did really well. Then Fulton, really good cross, actually. Players arriving at the back post. Corner for Swansea. $34.20 on the clock. Here comes the corner. Ooh, right in on top of Kaminsky. But he gathers that. Here's Ayew. Ayew plays it inside. Shooting chance for Roberts. The shot is headed away. Goes out to Bidwell, who crosses. Sorry, it's Hurahan who crossed it. And that was also headed away. It's going to be a throw-in to Swansea. Bidwell takes. 35-19 on the clock, and they win another one. Here comes Connor Roberts. So this one is going in the box. Hey, Joe, I'm too quick for you, mate. Did it before you even asked. Fake news sin bin, very well populated tonight. Roberts throws it in. Headed clear. Hurahan and Lowe and Dak all jump together. Now here come Blackburn. Promising looking counter this. Brereton is powering forward. And Brereton's in there. And Gallagher went down. Nothing doing there. Easily gathered by Woodman. Norton plays it inside. Guay to Bidwell in the left back position. Bidwell back to Guay. Guay goes home to Woodman. Not a good clearance by Woodman. And Dak, they've won it back high up the pitch now. Here's Tribal. Tribal pokes it through. Dak with the left foot has scored. And Blackburn lead on 36 minutes. Swansea get caught playing out from the back. And Bradley Dak has scored and put it through Freddie Woodman's legs. It was good from Tribal in the first instance. He's played in. That's a really good ball by Tribal. Brilliant pass that. With the outside of his foot. A bit of a no eyes ball as well, that. Dak makes the run. And they get a little bit of luck with it going through Woodman's legs. But that is a superb assist by Tribal. And Dak hits it early, hits it hard, hits it low. And Blackburn lead. And every one of you Brentford and Watford fans will be very happy because I can change the ticker. It says Blackburn 1, Swansea 0. If you're a Swansea fan, you will not be happy. Remember today, this is a game in hand. So Swansea don't lose anything today. They can only gain stuff, can't they? If you see it that way. They're not going down the league table. But at the moment, they're just not going to be going up it because they are losing 1-0 in their first of, 2 games in hand over Watford, 1 game in hand over Brentford. I suppose this would be an opportune moment for me to put the table up. And you will see Brentford fans particularly will be happy with that because the game in hand would go. Watford fans as well, the goal difference is tight between Watford and Swansea. Brentford have got a huge goal difference advantage. You can see there because they've scored 61 goals. They've just scored way more goals than everybody else, haven't they? But Blackburn, they'd be going, Blackburn seems to be the afterthought in all of this, don't they? Well, they're not because they're winning the game. And they're going to go into the top half. Tribal with the assist. Beautiful assist, wasn't it? Outside of the foot. Great pass. Keep Dak fit. He's a game changer. Certainly is. Dak is back. Tommy Tribal. Lovely, lovely ball through. Really lovely assist, actually, I have to say. That's deserved. I feel Woodman needs to do better. Defence should have been better. Yeah, they got caught playing out, didn't they? Swans cast. I forget who it was, actually, that gets caught. Fulton goes down in the box, much to the ire of every non-Swansea fan in England. Keeping an eye on Fulton and Bidwell. It's going to be another long throw-in, popped in by Roberts. Flicked on, a volley goalwards by Bidwell with the right foot, Hurahan, edge of the box. Rob Jones has already stopped the game. What's he given here? Fulton is he given a penalty? What is going on? Do you know? I think Swansea have got another penalty. Oh my goodness me! those conspiracy theorists. Fulton knocks it to one side. I didn't see who was late on him, but they swipe, and he does catch him. And in the third straight game, it's a penalty to Swansea. And here comes Andre Ayew. Death taxes, Swansea winning a penalty. There we go. And Ayew, left-footed, scores. And I think Kaminski gets a hand to it as well. And the Swans have done it again. There you go. Hopefully we'll get another look at that. To be honest, I'm not saying anything about the call. The reason I didn't notice is because the ball went back to Hourihane. And of course, with it being Hourihane, he's such a good shooter from the edge of the box. I was keeping my eyes on the shot. It's not a good penalty, actually, by Ayew. You can see his standing foot as he plants it just slides a little bit. So his technique wasn't completely on point. But he's had nerves of steel in the past 3 games. And Ayew scores his 3rd straight penalty. And now everything changes, as Take That said. Everything changes but you. And Swansea going level on points with Watford on 66. Blackburn 1. Swansea 1. Less soft than the Stoke one. Less soft than the Stoke one. Yes, agree with that. But don't swipe at Fulton in the box. Yeah, fair comment. Fair comment. There you go, Chris. You're 1 goal away. 3 in a row down the middle for Ayew. Here is Cabango. Sticks it in long. Headed out by Gallagher. Just like to make the point that this disgusting, the personal attacks I've received about the amount of goals in my watch-alongs, besmirching my good name, recalcitrant, recidivist attacks on my good nature and my good name. This is our 4th watch-along of the week, and that was the 4th goal. So we are now averaging 1 goal per game. Thank you, everybody. My lawyers will be releasing a statement about these besmirching attacks on my unimpeachable good nature. Our Swansea becoming the penalty merchants ahead of Watford. Recently, was it Preston last year? Like, had about 15 or something, didn't they? Someone look it up. Or send me a link where we can get the penalty numbers up. Let me Google it, actually. Well, we're on. We can have a look at half time. 43.50 on the clock. Most penalties championship. Penalties received. Let's have a look, and we'll see who the real penalty merchants are. And there you go. Norwich, 9 penalties received. Watford 9, Reading 8, Preston 7, Blackburn 6, Cardiff 6, Rotherham 6, Wickham 5. That Swans one hasn't been added on. So plenty of teams, 7 teams indeed, have had more penalties than Swansea. Norwich 9, Watford 9. Watford have scored all of theirs as well. Brilliant. Reading 8, Preston 7, Blackburn 6, Cardiff 6, Rotherham 6. Swansea have had the same amount of penalties as Wickham, who are bottom of the table. So I dare say you can put the Swansea having lots of penalties narrative away, because they've had as many as Wickham, and Norwich and Watford have nearly had twice as many. Lee makes a good point. Penalties often a benchmark for how attacking you are. Indeed. I'm so glad you have pulled that up. Well, we try and look at the facts here, don't we? Football can be very emotional, can't it? We're into stoppage time, by the way. Chris says, was it a dive? That's never the question anymore. It should always be, was it a penalty? Because remember, it can be a penalty and a dive at the same time, can't it? In fact, most penalties are fouls and dives at the same time. Was it a foul is the pertinent question. Preston slipping up on penalty count this season. It's half time, guys. It's Blackburn 1. Excuse me. Blackburn 1, Swansea 1. I think Blackburn have edged it, probably. And they took the lead, and then Swansea equalised and didn't have to do much for the equaliser. Fulton in the box, just toe ends it away from his man. I've forgotten who it was already. And a penalty put home by Swansea. Blackburn took the lead through Dak. They got caught out, Swansea playing out from the back. Blackburn win it high up the pitch. Lovely little assist by Tribal, who kind of dinks it through the outside of his foot, and Dak hits it low early through Kaminsky's, Woodman's legs in the goal. Should we have a look at the numbers? Uh, 55-45 to Blackburn on the possession. Only one shot on target for Swans. 2 corners to 0. One big chance apiece. It's a tight game, isn't it? It is definitely a tight game. The live league table. Get your questions in, by the way. Topics. We can do some Q&A during half time. So the live league table has Swansea level on points with Watford, still with a game in hand. They only have one game in hand over Brentford, which is obviously occurring right now. Just before we go to Q&A and whatnot, let me just bring up the XG so we can see how that is panning out. Not much in it. 0.64 to Blackburn, 0.97 to Swansea. Remember, their penalty is 0.77. Right. Let's have a look. Well then, was it a foul? I think it was, but let me watch another replay. I get to watch 10 replays before I make a call. I think I saw it twice. The first time I was a bit, the second time, it's one of those though where in 2021 with football now, a foul and the player being impeded are two different things, aren't they? Literally, if you kick somebody's leg in the penalty area now, whether you impede them or they go or stop them or anything, it's immaterial. A penalty gets given, especially if the player goes down, and Fulton goes down. So I suspect it was. But I would love to see, and I'm sure I will on here, another view at that one. Still waiting for Akinfenwa to get. Has Akinfenwa not scored in the Championship? I didn't realise that. Steve, not played well again, but there you go. That is the one thing with Swansea. They're picking up these points and they don't look, I agree with Steve actually, they don't look as good as they did about 6 weeks, 2 months ago, do they? Was it a foul? There you go. I'll plead the fifth. I think so, but let me watch another replay before I commit fully. Going to be watching Sunderland tonight. Sunderland on Sky. I tell you what I'll do while I've got this. Those people who like my Disney mugs, they're both. Actually, I won't put them on the. I will put them on the carpet. They won't mark, I promise. We'll put Gillette on the other screen so we can see any League One goals as they occur. All the League One games are kicking off at 7. Get any questions or topics in, and we will crack on with them. Swans love a pen. At least they can score them, unlike a certain Lucas Shaw. Well, at least they scored the last one for Reading, didn't he? Lucas Shaw off penalties. You've still got to put them in. I'm very impressed with Watford not only winning 9 penalties and scoring 9 penalties as well. That is rather impressive, isn't it? There we go. Gillette Soccer Special. We haven't got the sound on there, have we? No, cool. So we see the League One goals coming through. Right, Swansea not easy on the eye. No, they haven't been tonight, have they? What was the pen like? Was it a clear pen for once? Pass. Let me watch another replay. The iFollow coverage is back now, so hopefully they'll show it to us again. We have been bad. This is how we play for weeks now, and somehow we seem to find a way. Quite often. Good game management, good manager, Swansea. Will Sunderland get out of this mess and get back to the Championship? You think so? You think in the end they'd bully their way out of League One, wouldn't you? You think that about Ipswich too, though, wouldn't you? I wouldn't say clear, but silly from the Blackburn. Yeah, fair comment, isn't it? Need both teams to score in Wycombe for my 50-1. That is a good point. Wycombe and QPR are due to kick off at 7. Are they not? Yes, in 5 minutes and 50 seconds time. I'm going to get a look at the penalty again in a minute. So I'll try and give you a less politician's answer, which I sometimes get accused of. There's your Rangers team. Dieng in goal. Dickey, De Vries, Barbet. Kane, Wallace. Field, Johansson, Chair. Austin. Just seeing the Blackburn goal again. Really good assist that. Good run as well and finished by Dak and Willock. For Wycombe, in fact, give me a second because I bet the next thing I see on these replays is the... Oh, no, they're going to show me the... let me do this Wycombe team. Stockdale, McCarthy, Knight, Tafazoli, Jacobson, Thompson, Gape, Musqueama, Mefti, Horgan, and Samuel. Well, they're showing me 2 replays of the Blackburn goal, so hopefully I'll get 2 replays of the penalty. Can I pause and go back on Swans TV? I'm not sure I can. Right, let's have a look at this. So I'm going to look very closely. Throw goes in. It was Gallagher on Fulton. In real time, it looked quite bad. So I assume it's going to look very bad in a replay. Let's have a look. I mean, it's like the most 2021 penalty you'll ever see. Fulton, like, clearly wins the ball and slides it back. Gallagher's late and kicks his leg, which does absolutely nothing for anything. He is late and he does kick his leg, but Fulton's just trying to poke it back to Hurahan. Fulton doesn't dive, to be fair. It's just a 2021 penalty, isn't it? Kick someone's leg in the box and it's a penalty. That just seems to be the way it is now. So did it upend Fulton? No. Did it stop Fulton's pass? No. Did it hurt Fulton? Probably not. Not that that's the measure of anything. But did he kick him? Yeah. Was he late? Yeah. It's a 2021 penalty syndrome, isn't it? Let's just look at the table as it pertains to QPR and Wycombe. They're about to kick off. So Wycombe down at the bottom on 23. A win for them would close them up to within 2 of Sheffield Wednesday, but they are 12 points off safety. A win, indeed, for QPR in conjunction with Blackburn not winning, wow, would put them up into 12th position in the top half. So they would go up a good few places. What's the goal difference like as well? No, they're not going to go above Millwall, but they would go tied on points with Millwall, would QPR with a win. So quite a good opportunity for Rangers tonight if they can get the win unchallenged. Barnsley and Derby, which, if you want me to, I will watch along tomorrow night. Let's have a look at your comments in the chat. Any questions, keep them coming in. Too many penalties these days. They should be a good thing, but I'm more or less seeing one every game. Most of the time, they're soft. I agree. I was having a radical conversation with somebody the other day about making the penalty areas smaller. If you think about it, it's kind of like, now that you can take goal kicks and players can come into the box, it's almost like you could reduce the size of the penalty area to 8 yards out or something like that. So I don't know. Does seem to be a hell of a lot of penalties, don't they? People still seem to think Swansea plays some sort of beautiful football. It's terrible. Define people, Frankie. On this channel, I think we've been very honest about Swansea and the way they play and the balance between defence and attack. Swanscast, we beat Norwich, have looked very leggy since that, really. Yeah, indeed. Rovers should be ahead. Another dreadful refereeing display working in Swans' favour. Should have been a pen and a red early on. There was an obvious aerial foul on Buckley before the rather dubious pen. I disagree with Chris about the first one. Actually, what did you think, Chris, about the possible handball as well against Lenihan? Q&A questions tomorrow. Yeah, James, get involved with that, my friend. Swansea have been fortunate recently. Some of their performances haven't been sustainable. Agree with that. We know what happens with non-sustainable wins. We either get a regression to the mean or a pickup of performance. You know, it won't stay like this for long, will it? So my eye is much better, thank you, Iain. And I did my eye bath as well, which is quite fun. I was doing it and Shaylee came in because you sort of have to put the thing in your eye and then kind of do this like Stevie Wonder. You know how Stevie Wonder plays the piano and sways about. But it does feel better. With Rotherham having 4 games in hand on most teams by close of play Saturday, they pretty much play Saturday, Tuesday for the rest of the season. How will they complete? They might have to do one. We were talking about this the other day, Alex. Rotherham might have to do one Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Saturday, something like something. They might have to do a 4-game week as well. Cue lots of comments about FA Cup replays going day after day after day. Haven't seen the penalty yet, Carwin, but the handball claim a few minutes before Blackman scored. Yeah, I didn't see a good replay of that, Carwin. I follow, didn't have one. I think it was a foul, not exactly the most Stonewall penalty, surely not a dive. Just wish we could go back to the form that didn't depend on these decisions, says Liam. Bradley Dack is a top player on his day. Yeah, he's an interesting one, Dack. I hope he gets back to top form. I just wonder about getting about the pitch. Do you know what I mean? At that Premier League level, it's nice in the Championship where you kind of stop and run onto the play and stuff. You just wonder about the Premier League mobility, let's just say. It's soft, but he swipes at him. Yes, indeed, he does. Jimmy, we've had 4 in 4, to be honest. I think 3 of the 4 have been worthy penalties. Norton's not so much, though. Obviously, good. Good comment. Well, What else have we got? Keep the questions coming. Loads of comments in here. Fantastic. I think we have to give Swansea that one. Gallagher kicks Fulton. It's just up on Gillette at the moment. Yeah, I mean, it's just that they've had two quite similar ones, haven't they? I think we all agree in terms of this litany of decisions that tight decisions that Swansea seem to have got. I think the Norton one was was kind of dubious. The Boller one was. The Bidwell one, we discussed this at length. That was a very hard one to call. This might even be the most stonewall out of all of them. Iain, I'm fed up of Swans playing badly. We can't say anything to the players either. Who cares how we play? Potter played lovely stuff and finished 10th because we couldn't defend a set play. No, absolutely. We play QPR next week. I think Alex is talking Millwall there. Players coming out for the second half here. Let me know if you're watching a League One game. Is Sunderland Pompey actually on one of the main Sky channels? Let me know if anyone's watching any of those. There's the key question. Who will win? Well, you guys let me know. How do you see this second half going? Joseph, if I'm being honest, Swansea are a good defensive team. I don't think they're good enough to stay up if they do go up. Ben, do you know why there is a D on the edge of the area? Is it literally just to keep people away from penalties? We have kicked off the second half. Thank you for your comments. Tough game for Ipswich. Yeah, Ipswich are playing Lincoln tonight. I think that's good luck with that one. If anybody's watching, do let me know. Swindon 0, Oxford 1. That's a bit of a grudge match, isn't it? Right, 45:30 on the clock. No substitutions. It is Blackburn 1, Swansea 1. Everybody was talking about Swansea penalties, and lo and behold, Swansea scored from a penalty. I think most of us thought Blackburn probably edged the first half as well. And they just didn't stay in the lead long enough, did they? I don't know what the time differential was between the two goals. 4 minutes. And that's with a penalty as well. So you lose 45 seconds or whatever for that. So they were barely in front, were they, Blackburn? That would be the disappointing thing for them. Although Swans will argue, you know, they got caught playing out, didn't they? So... long one forward, looking for Brereton. Norton, sorry, not Norton at all. Oh, there must have, that's Latibodier. So there is a substitution. I think Guay must have gone off and Latibodier has come on. Let me double check. Yeah. Not entirely sure why he has, but I was wrong. One change at half time. There you go, Kieran. Gray off, Latibodier on. I had not noticed. Keep me posted. Joseph thinks 3-2 Rovers. Ben says 2-1 Rovers. Can Swansea grind one out here? Hooked up in the air by Norton, who jumps in with Buckley. Buckley's won it back. Tribal. Strong from Tribal manages to get it back into his back four under a bit of pressure. One in the channel for Brereton to chase. Oh, that's a huge chance. A ball straight down the line. Brereton, who is quite a powerful runner, gets in behind Latibodier. And looks an easy lob over Woodman. Woodman is in total no man's land. He kind of comes to the edge of the box. And Blackburn should have took the lead again there. He missed on the near post as well. And the sin of that is if he goes across the goal, you've still got the option of someone else being able to charge in and put it in if your shot's not on target that way as well. Chance for Blackburn there at the start of the half. Apologies to you, Brentford and Watford fans who are very interested in this one. Oh, lovely ball by Buckley through the legs there. And nice feet by Brereton as well, who drives forward past Fulton. Latibodio makes the tackle this time. A bit foolhardy then, though, because he was about to clear it down the line. And he let it run out. Peterborough have scored against Hull. Paul, you're right there. Steve says Woodman has looked. He was all at sea there, his positioning there, Steve, wasn't he? Reece Brown has scored for Posh. That's a big game. We'll probably see that on the Gillette coverage here. A couple of big games at the top of the Championship tonight. Pompey and Sunderland, Ipswich and Lincoln. Oh, Bradley Dack trying the spinning back heel there. Spinning bird kick. For anyone my age who used to play Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo. Here's Brereton, who started the second half looking dangerous. Not managed to get any change. Jam in, time check. We're coming up to 50 minutes. 3, 2, 1, 50. Sync. Matthew, I am not watching Ipswich tonight, but Richard and Seb will be on the Blue Monday feed from, 7 o'clock? So they'll be on from about 5 to 9 or something, talking about that. Chun-Li, Ben knows what I'm talking about. Can sing all the theme tunes as well. Dun, 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 dun. Round 1, fight. Dun, 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 dun. Hull are on quite a bad run, aren't they? That's a real top of the table challenge, that one. Posh and Hull in League One. Just bring that up real quick, just so you can see the lay of the land with Pompey playing Sunderland at 7:45, and Posh are 1-0 up against Hull. You just bring the live league table up for you. You can see it's the first against second jobby. We had one of them with Norwich and Brentford, didn't we, the other day? And that would put Posh 3 points clear. At the top, Wigan have had a shot on target. Nice. John, keep us in touch with that one, buddy, if you are watching. Dolan goes down on the edge of the box. Norton puts both his hands up, says not guilty, and referee Jones agrees. And here comes Bidwell. Left-hand side for Rovers now. That's a blatant foul by Tribal. All the Blackburn players are pointing up the other end about the previous foul. Let's have a look. So Buckley was carrying it forward. Well, Norton does clip Dolan's heels and take him down there. He's not meaning to do it, but he clips him and down he goes. We've seen people sent off for that, haven't we? Lenihan is trying his best not to get Rankin Costello booked here, but I think he's talked himself, or not managed to talk himself out of it there. And it's a free kick to Swansea, right on the edge of the box. So good sort of area for Hurahan and Roberts. cross or shot? We will find out very soon. Roberts bouncing the ball. Referee Jones having a good old chat with Andre Ayew. And the ball's just been moved about 5 yards further back. So from where the conversation was taking place. Looks more like a crossing position now. And Jones seems to put the wall back about 15 yards. You would think in VAR land now we'd have a better way for measuring walls, wouldn't we? Something we get superimposed onto the pitch that the players could see. Hurahan, free kick, left-footed, shoots towards goal. He's trying to catch Kaminsky out and hit it early. It's over the top from Conor Hurahan. I say he's trying to hit it early. He's also trying to fake that he's crossing and then at the last minute whip it around this side of the wall rather than going the opposite side of the wall. Forward come Rovers. Gallagher has won a free kick down the left-hand side against Cabango. It was who gave the foul away. Worth remembering, Harvey Elliott is on the bench, the Liverpool boy wonder. Here's Dolan. Douglas plays it back inside to Dolan. Dolan goes past Norton. Low crossing. Dak on the near post. Just closed down. They haven't at any point tonight, Swansea, been able to cope with Dolan's acceleration. And as I say that, I realise it was Buckley. But my point still stands. They haven't been able to cope with Dolan's acceleration. Even better burst then from Buckley, the central midfielder. Free kick, corner swinging out. How many mistakes can I make in 1 minute? And Swans have got it clear. Hurahan into the channel for Lowe to chase. Nodded out of play by Rankin Costello, who was booked just a few minutes ago for that shove. Plymouth 0, Wigan 1. Daniel still fancy Swans for second place. We have another game in hand. Wish Barnsley still had Hurahan with Mowat in midfield. Nice. How's Dolan played? He looks a real player, Alex. The only thing is, he looks like a player that needs a very certain structure to be put around him to make him work. Do you know what I mean? He's got this specific skill of being able to just accelerate and take people on. But you can imagine him getting lost and being frustrating. So I think he needs a sort of definite structure. He looks better like as a number 9, actually, which he's playing tonight with big guys either side of him. How the world has changed. It used to be the little guys played wide and the big guys down the middle, didn't it? Wigan are leading against Plymouth in League One. Solomon Otterbor sweeping home that cross there. Here is Dak. It's turned over. Rovers have won it back, and then Hurahan takes it off Rankin Costello. And it's a Swans throw-in. Clipped down the line. Rovers have it playing out from the back. Here's Tribal. Tribal switches the play. Ranking Costello at right back. Game's just slowed down a little bit now. 58-26 on the clock. Bristol Rovers 1. Accrington 0. Thank you, Robin. Luke Lay. That's Joey Barton's Bristol Rovers now. Out it goes wide left. Here's Bidwell. Bidwell swings the crossing. Good ball by Jake Bidwell. And we've seen this a lot. The other wing back then arriving, powering into the box there, Roberts. I mean, Ayu's good in the air anyway, isn't he? But Roberts was flying in behind him. It's going to be a Swans throw, which Roberts himself will toss into the box. Here comes Roberts. Long throw. Level with the penalty box. In it goes. Dolan lets it bounce. They managed to get it clear, Blackburn, but I thought it looked easy enough to header it away, but in it goes. Blackburn have cleared and Swansea knock it back to Woodman. Woodman, really nice clearance actually. He's got Roberts down the right. Oh, nice feet by Fulton. And Tribal comes away with it. And now there's loads of space here for Ranking Costello on the right. He doesn't use it though. He's just put it right back into the centre half. It's almost as if Blackburn have been told, if in doubt, get in shape and go back to the centre halves because we've rehearsed all the shapes for playing out from the back. Here comes the Swansea press. Ranking Costello has it again. Turned over though. Grimes helps it onto Ayu. Ayu, strong, good feet as ever, good ball. Bidwell crosses from the left wing. Lowe tries to chest it down in the box. I think he handballed it though. Bidwell's put a couple of balls into the box. Vidra Dini. Dini! Come on, Blackburn, do Watford a favour. Speaking of that Troy Deeney goal, that's on the next Classics Reviewed show, which has been recorded and will be available on Patreon next Tuesday, and then clips from the show will come out one per week. One of the many reasons you should sign up for Patreon. Really enjoyed talking about that. In fact, I can tell you all three of the games. We talked about that game, Watford 3, Leicester 1. We talked about Manchester City 0, Luton 1 in 1983. And we talked about, what's the other game we talked about in the 90s? Sheffield United 2, Man United 1. And Brian Deane scoring the first ever Premier League goal. Really willing Blackburn on. Lots of people are. We have plenty of Brentford fans and Watford fans here, I think. Hull have equalised. Here comes Dolan. Puts it low across the box. I think Bidwell in the end does actually leave it. Reece Burke has scored. God, look at that Peterborough pitch. Horrendous. He had something like a water main burst on that. A little more dangerous than it was, that Dolan. No Blackburn players attacking it, and it's just sort of left to go across the box. Something not quite right about the Swans at the moment. Fatigue. Maybe. "63 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Throw in to Swans down the right. Thrown down the line, not into the box this time by Roberts. Held up by Mayhew, who's so strong on the ball. He plays it back to Hurahan, who shoots from miles out. Deflects. And Kaminsky gets it. He throws it out quickly, but Gallagher cannot do anything with it. For all you watchers of the Saturday Super Stream, Jeffcott has just hit the bar for Plymouth, says my phone. Let's have a look at these substitutes benches, because I think we're going to see some subs in a minute, aren't we? Help if I bring up the right. Let me just bring up the right game. Had it on League One, didn't I? Oh, well, that's rumbled me. I can see Corey Smith is about to come on. Oh, and Jan Dander is going to come on as well. So we don't need to do that, but I thought I'd nailed my timing then. Double substitution. Smith and Dander on. Forgive me, I did not see who went off. We'll find out in just a second. But Steve Cooper moves first in terms of substitution. And we have a goal in our other championship game. It's QPR 1, Wycombe 0. 23 minutes in. QPR have taken the lead. I'm trying to tell you the scorer. Can't quite figure it out how to do that on Bet365, but we'll find out in a minute. QPR 1, Wycombe 0. That one was just clipped over the top. Dak made the diagonal run. Looked like a corner. I assume a corner's been given. Unless there was an offside or a foul or something, but Ilias Chair is the goal scorer for QPR. QPR 1, Wigan 0. QPR are going to be jumping up a load of places. Swans TV has just told me it was Hurahan and Fulton out for Smith and Dander. So that is, in essence, an attacking substitution, because Dander is properly a number 10 and neither Hurahan or Fulton are. So you would assume that Smith takes over where Fulton was playing. And Dander, will he get a little bit more forward than Hurahan did? Hurahan not an actual number 10. Lincoln have hit the post against Ipswich. Grimes pops the free kick in. He's been quiet today, Grimes, hasn't he? Central midfielder for Swans. Douglas in the left-back position for Blackburn into Gallagher. Dolan is so fast. He just lulls Cabango in. The Blackburn players are all over the ref on this one. They want a yellow card. They're going to get a yellow card. A bit of ref baiting going on here after the decision against Norton wasn't given. And then, oh dear, actually, yeah. Dolan just so quick, isn't he? Sorry, it's Buckley again. I'm getting Buckley and Dolan mistaken. Buckley twice now, too quick. And Cabango fouls him. Ilias Chair seems to have scored from about 1 inch there. Willock does well down the right-hand side for QPR, this is. Puts it across the box. And we're in. I could have scored that one position there. So yellow card in the end in this one for Cabango. Rightly so, I think. Long one forward, knocked on by Dak. Cleared out, but here come Rovers again. Brereton on the right comes inside. Infield. Just knocked a bit of momentum out of the attack now. And Blackburn are back on halfway. A long diagonal in. Barry Douglas trying to run onto it. He goes down, I think, more in hope than expectation there. Let's have a look. No, nothing in that. So, 1-1 here. Blackburn 1, Swansea 1. Swansea are going to be going level on points with Watford. 3 above Brentford. They will no longer have a game in hand over Brentford. They will still have 1 game in hand over Watford. So, for those people who buy this logic, destiny in their own hands. Gallagher is coming off. And here comes Harvey Elliott, who on his day, will not end up playing in the Championship in future. Obviously, he's only 17, 18 at the moment. On his day, will destroy anybody, but not had many of those days recently, has he, Elliott? He looks like he's gone actually quite central. Number 10 or number 9 position, possibly. Gallagher was playing wide, so maybe Dolan's going to go out wide and it'll be Elliott down the middle and Brereton. We'll see. Here's Dolan. Nice play again. Good back heel, crossed in low, looking for there's Dak again on the near post. Heads it up and over the bar. Good play again by Dolan. Douglas crosses in. To be fair to Swansea, Dak is well tightly marked there. Actually, he was further inside the post than I thought. If he does get a header on that, it's a decent chance. I think he's got a bit of a bump on the back of his head. QPR up to 12th as it stands. They are going to jump up, I think, 4 or 5 places. Who are the hardest team in Champ to predict? It's Preston or Bristol City, isn't it? Frankie, my destiny in their own hands. I was very clear in adding before it, if you believe in that sort of thing, okay? The caveat was inserted, my friend, as I've gotten quite good at, given the amount of people who want to disagree with me in the YouTube comments. Rovers playing the much better football here. Hashtag worried, says Steve, the Swansea fan. (71:44) on the clock. Oh, God. Ipswich Town are a goal behind. To Lincoln, Morgan Rogers on 29 minutes. Could it be 2 straight defeats for Paul Cook? It's going that way. Do I want to see this goal? They've cut to it on Gillette. I'm just going to have a look and see the goal Ipswich conceded. Paul Cook realising what a horror show he's been left behind here. So Lincoln coming down the left side. Ipswich look very narrow. Does that take a deflection? If it doesn't, that's a brilliant goal by Rogers. Fires it into the top corner there. Looked like it might have taken a little deflection there on the way through, possibly. Anyway, 1-0, Lincoln. Free kick to Blackburn here, which Buckley, who is not Dolan, but has a very similar speed, and these Rovers shirts are tricky to read the numbers on. I'll keep my excuses coming. It's a free kick to Rovers on the right-hand side. Douglas going to take it left-footed. Puts it flat to the back post. He's looking for Lenihan, I think, or is it Harwood Bellis? As I say, pretty damn hard to read the Blackburn numbers on the back of the shirt. I think it's Harwood Bellis. The ball is bobbling around in midfield. And going to tempt fate by saying this has draw written all over it now, doesn't it? Every point's a prisoner, says Mick. Who has played better overall? I can't see the matches. I'm in the States in it. I'll leave that to the chat. Probably Blackburn have just edged it. But the way Swansea are playing at the moment, that doesn't really mean anything because you know Swansea are perfectly capable of keeping people out, don't you? And comfortable without having the ball. Well-organised looking a team. Another long journey. They're coming to Luton next. Interesting. Diagonal there. Looking for Dak, but I think Dak was offside. He went down thinking he might be getting a foul there, but the offside flag is up. And Ryan Nyambe is going to come on at right back, presumably for Rankin Costello, who has a yellow card as well. Freshen up and potential second yellow risk. Has Harwood Bellis played? Yes. Starting centre-half on the left-sided centre-back, Samuel, today with Lenihan. He's been absolutely fine. Paul Merson with the slick back. You love to see it. What a player Paul Merson was, hey? I think people see him on the telly, they forget how good he was, don't they? And I remember Merson playing for Pompey in the Championship. He found it quite easy, let's just say. Time check says 75:53. 15 minutes to go plus stoppage time. What have we done this second half, sweet FA, says Steve. I'll try and look up some footage, Frankie. You're looking for Portsmouth 2002, I think? 2001, 2000, I can't remember what year it was. Maybe 2002, 2003. Yeah, because Ipswich were back down, weren't they? Yeah, they were ridiculous. Had Robert Prozinecki as well with Paul Merson in the Championship. Yeah, Tim Sherwood as well, possibly. Blackburn in the left-back position with Douglas. Clips it forward. Dolan has got goal side and he's driving down the left-hand side. He plays it back. Elliott fires it into Dak, who knocks it back, crossed into the near post by Elliott. And I think that's going to be a corner to Blackburn. Got some explosive players now with Elliott, Dolan and Buckley all capable of driving and carrying the ball here. Here's Elliott again. Who puts it in low. Oh, chance there for Dak on the near post. It ran through his legs. It's gone loose again. Dolan in the penalty box. Dolan dances with the ball. It's gone back out wide. That was smashed across the box. And Bradley Dack was on the near post. And it went through his legs, I think. He was trying to hit the shot. Real opening there. Didn't get the shot off in the end. Swansea are flying by the seat of their pants here. Another last-ditch clearance there. And Rovers have got it centre back. Drilled back into the mix and nodded down looking for Dak. And Dak was onside. I thought we were going to stop for an offside there. The ball went in long, flicked on. Blackburn piling the pressure on here. Still haven't seen a replay of that Dak opening. Goodness me. And it's finally out for a goal kick. Hopefully I Follow will show us. Here we go. So it was Dolan into Elliott. Elliott drives to the byline. It goes in low. I mean, he's marked, but it ends up going behind him. I think we get a bit of a better view here. Stands up on his backside and unable to divert the ball onto goal. Then it was Dak again. They seem to be having a hard time picking Dak up because nominally he's a central midfielder, but more often than not, the Blackburn front three are drifting wide and it's Dak that's coming through the middle here. Good role for him, actually, with his skills. Bumpy, yes, I've heard about this Paul Merson. Incredible performance at Millwall. Can't find any footage of it. Steve, if we can get out of town with a point, I'd be very happy. Well, Swansea are getting a point at the moment, but Blackburn on top now. Although they've just given the ball away, and here comes Mayhew charging into the right-hand channel. He's gone inside as well. Mayhew into the box, and he got a bit of a rush of blood to the head there. He knows it as well, because there's players arriving, and he shoots for goal and puts it over the top. Dander's on the edge of the box. Corey Smith was completely unmarked on the back post as well. Could have chipped that over. But quality player, he backed himself to have the shot there. Didn't pull it off on this occasion. Long one into the channel. Woodman has to come out and header the goalkeeper. He has to header it into touch. Throw in to Rovers. Here's Nyambi. Buckley back to Nyambi. Brereton. Buckley, Nyambi, Dak. Good football by Blackburn. But in the end, it's broken down. And I think Nyambi thought he was pulled. No foul given. Throw in to Swansea. Here comes another sub. I think I know that guy in the mask. That looks like referee Eltringham, the fourth official, doesn't it? One of our best friends. Wayne Routledge has come on. You can still find him. He must have played about 400 or 500 games in his career now, Wayne Routledge. He's come on for Jamal Lowe up top. Fresh legs. 81-19 on the clock. Can Swansea win another tight game? Will it end a draw? Or will Blackburn, who do look the more likely at the moment, will Blackburn nick a winner? We will find out in the next 10 minutes. A long one down the line, headed out for another Rovers throw. Nyambi seems to have taken that about 10 yards further back than he should have, but I suppose better further back than further forward. Best case scenario, take the throw in from the right place. I'm sure we've all sat near those people at football who literally sit on the side and all they do all match is complain that the opponents are taking the throw-ins from the wrong place. This way, that way. And they never do it for their team. How they must miss going to the games. Lowe has done nothing. Again, no, he hasn't, Chris, has he? Been offside a few times. Is Morris on? Did he not get an injury or was that Areola? Red card for Posh in the big game at the top of League One. Hamilton sent off for a second bookable offence. Peterborough down to 10. Does that swing that one in Hull's favour? 83-10 on the clock here. Yeah, I thought he was injured, wasn't he, Morris? Oof. There is the second yellow for Hamilton. Referee checks he's all right. He's going to give him a yellow card and send him off. Tremendous. Sorry if it's been discussed before. It looks like Wednesday got 6 million for 6 million. I knew there was an undisclosed 6 million legal fee in Wednesday's books, which sounds very chancery. I did not realise it was for Steve Bruce, Wenlock Young team. That sounds very interesting. Paying 6 million for it. Gotta love the Premier League TV. Different world. Absolutely different world. I'd enjoy seeing Lincoln in the Championship, actually. Be a lot of fun, actually, wouldn't it? Horrible place to get to. Loads of speed cameras as well. Corner goes in for Swansea. Punched away by Kaminsky. Mayhew in close quarters. Routledge knocks it back to Dander. Dander, edge of the box. Nice idea. He's going to try and curl it round, but a bit shoddy on the execution there. Just didn't get the bend back. Not just any manager, Steve Bruce. We've got to remember about Premier League TV money is if you pay a manager 6 million quid and he keeps you up, they're worth every penny, aren't they, for goodness sakes? Here comes Mr. Eltringham again, the fourth official. You have a double sub for Blackburn. I can see Lewis Travis is about to come on. 5 minutes to go. Tom Tribal is going to come off. Great assist by Tribal for the Dak goal. Hasn't had too many starts, has he? I think Davenport's going to come on as well. Travis for Tribal. And or is that Evans? No. They ain't going to tell us. It was Joe Rothwell, beg your pardon. Another player who's very good at carrying the ball. 86-35 on the clock. Once again, the Swans have been awful. Well, they're hanging in there, aren't they? And getting points from all these games. We got 4 million for Lampard and 2 million for Rowett. It's tremendous. 100%. Us and Brentford fans will take a draw. Absolutely. Into the channel for Routledge to chase. It's going to be a goal kick to Blackburn. 87-12 on the clock. Dramatic endings in the last two Swansea games. There's not too much ebb and flow to this one. It doesn't look a game befitting of a dramatic ending, but set plays, mistakes, all sorts of stuff like that. Harwood Bellis plays it out to Douglas at left back. And not only has Rothwell not managed to get past, I think it was Grimes, he's also fouled him. So Swans free kick. And Swans look fairly content with this draw now, don't they? Well, they're just going to wait until the 95th minute before they start getting everybody forward. Cabango straight up in the air with that one. Bailed out a bit by Latabodier. Here's Niambi. Plays it in to Harwood Bellis. Buckley, who I've quite enjoyed watching tonight. Young Blackburn central midfield. Looks a good player. Good luck to him. Switch of play. Good ball. Here comes Elliott. Elliott crosses it in. So good ball as well. He's looking for Brereton on the back post. Just intercepted. It's good play. The ball was drilled across. The switch of play. Lovely. Oh, it's a brilliant first touch. And cross in. I think it was Elliott, wasn't it? On the left thigh, controlled. And then cross with the right foot. The corner goes in. And Woodman catches that easily. 89-38 on the clock. And this one is inexorably heading towards a draw. What a goal by Bristol Rovers, by the way. I've just seen on the screen. Alex Rodman. I'm sure I saw him play for Shrewsbury in the... Iain will tell us. Actually, Ian's in the chat. I can see him. In the playoff final that Rotherham won. Would Alex Rodman have been playing for Shrewsbury then? She scored a great goal. We're into stoppage time. And I didn't see how many went up on the board, which is mighty unhelpful. Here's Elliott down the right. And an offside flag has gone up. Or has it? No, a foul's been given on Brereton. So there's a chance for Rovers to put this in the box in stoppage time here. 90-43. Dave, we watched all of the first Coming to America, and we've got 40 minutes left of Coming to America 2. So no, we didn't get towards the end. Right, free kick to Rovers on the right wing. It's going to go in left-footed. I think Barry Douglas is going to take it. In it comes, headed out by Ayew, doing good defensive work. Buckley and Grimes challenge for it. Rovers have won it back. Douglas puts it back in the mixer, flicked on, and easily gathered by Woodman. 91-28 on the clock. Woodman holds on to the ball. And Woodman kicks it down the ground. Corey Smith sort of half wins it. Goes down the line, but it's going to be a Swansea throw. 91-54 on the clock. Swansea look like they're going to pick up 1 point in their first game in hand. If they were to take 4 points from their 2 games in hand over Watford, they'd be happy. Brentford level on games now. Inside to Danda. Danda shoots what is probably going to be the last shot of the game. In fact, Gillette Soccer Saturday is a bit ahead of me, and it is full time. All over here at Blackburn. Blackburn 1, Swansea 1. I can close the laptop down. Swansea, and from the Swans fans I've been speaking to in the chat, Swansea looking a little bit iffy for a fair while now. They don't quite look as well calibrated as they did earlier in the season. They pick up a point in this one, but my eye test, we'll have a look at the numbers. My eye test just tells me that Rovers probably edged that one. Penalty shout in the first sort of 15 minutes where shoulder to shoulder between Guay and Brereton, nothing given. Then I guess we do the first goal. Swans caught playing out. Rovers quick attack, nice ball through by Tribal. Dak scores. 4 minutes was all it took for Swansea to get back into it. That would be disappointing from a Rovers point of view. They scored on 37. I think this would have been a really different dynamic if they'd have got to half-time at 1-0. Should make mention, Lenihan, arm up in the box, challenging for a header. That wasn't given, but this one was, and I think it probably was a penalty. Fulton gets there first, tries to toe end it. Well, he does toe end it back to Hurahan on the edge of the box, and Gallagher comes in from the side late and basically kicks his leg. That's the extent of it, and the penalty was given. You can discuss that till the cows come home. It was given, and it was scored by Mayhew. Not great penalty, actually. Kaminski dives to his right, gets a strong hand. He actually dives past it and reaches the hand up and palms it into the net. Second half, sort of Bradley Dack looked like the most likely player on the pitch to score. I have to say, he seemed to be arriving onto stuff, but Swansea didn't create a lot, did they? Let's have a look at the numbers, which tell us, pretty much what I've just said. So my eye test looks pretty accurate. Only one shot on target for Swans, and that was the penalty, wasn't it? So from open play, no shots on target, basically, in that game. Rovers, 15 shots, 4 on target, 5 corners to 3, 1 big chance apiece, and a bit more of the possession. So I think I'm perfectly reasonable enough in saying a reasonably tight game, but Blackburn probably edged it and Swansea take the point. The table tells us that Swans move level on points with Watford, who they have a game in hand on. Brentford are 3 points behind. And the chase hots up and moves on now to the weekend. Although, before then, we do get Barnsley tomorrow night. If Barnsley win, they are 6 points off second place. Interestingly enough, we should obviously make mention of Reading, who are already at the 60-point mark. Blackburn are sitting in 14th after that because QPR are leading against Wycombe. And a QPR win, I think it's like 5 places they're jumping up, or 4 places. Yeah, they're jumping from 16th up to 12th if that stays the same. Wycombe will, if they lose, be 12 points adrift with 11 games to go. Wycombe, as it stands, will be relegated 4 games before the end of the season. Now, let's see final comments in this one. What are we saying? Any sensible comments that don't refer to dodgy penalties? 5 bellies. We've been awful except the first half against Bristol City. Does seem to be a trend down. I'm not saying it's a trend down like this, but a trend down for Swansea, doesn't it? Swansea will start losing soon. Drop out of the top 2 race. Imagine celebrating. We're joint second. Up we go. Well, there you go. Let's all be nice to each other in the chat. James had 1-1 on his prediction. Well done. Anything else? David, it could be a bit of fatigue. That's come up quite a few times. Tough game against Borough. And the games in hand, the few teams have had a week off now a couple of times, haven't they? So, we'll see what the fatigue looks like going forward. Love your show, says Kevin. Thank you, sir. Cheers for the stream. Blackburn the better side, but Swansea still look hard to beat. I mean, that's the upside. If you're a Swansea fan and you were worried about a possible little tail off in how the performances look, they picked up 7 points from the last 3 games. So if the performances do pick up again, then they're staying in it. Liam, we've been playing this poor for so long, I'm not sure it's impossible to play well the rest of the season. Good game, terribly refereed. Rovers overall far better. Zach, as a Swans fan, I'll take that. Blackburn are very underrated and Ewood Park is a tough place to go. Closes the gap on Watford too. Swans do love a penalty. Remember, we do have the correct numbers on this. And we can debunk the idea that Swans love a penalty, or rather they do love a penalty, but there are other championship teams that love a penalty even more than Swansea. So if you want to prove your friends wrong in chat, Norwich 9 penalties, Watford 9, Reading 8, Preston 7, Blackburn 6, Cardiff 6, Rotherham 6, Wickham 5, Brentford 5. Swansea move on to 5 penalties. So 7 teams in the championship have had more penalties than Swansea. For that narrative, of course. Right, thank you guys. If you want to shout out, get your name in there. I'll shout out there. Purple Bungalow, James, being called for great interior design. Ben, great show. Nice. Thanks, Liam. Thanks, Kay Gray. You're very, very welcome. I have to say, I paid for the stream. But Super Chatters have reimbursed my money, so you weren't relying on me. Thank you to them. Neil, I did see your answer, buddy. There you go. I've read it out for you now about the penalty spot. Well done, James. Speak to you hopefully on the Patreon thing tomorrow. The teams that are the best and do the most attacking will always wins the most. Hey, no one's saying anything different. Calm, Jimso. Calm. Cheers for the watch along, says James. Just putting up the number of penalties. I put them up without comment. If you want to add context, guys, that is up to you. Thank you very much, Max. And any more shout outs? Up the town, Liam. Yeah, Ipswich currently. Oh, Pompey 0, Sunderland 1. Is that what Paul's telling me about? Charlie White is the new Jeffcott, isn't he? Scores in every one of my streams. Anyway, let's just do a quick shout out because it was a watch along to Charlie, our watch along sponsor. Charlie Frost, 30 years of Laurel. Here's to many more. Thank you, Charlie, for getting involved. Well done, Frankie. Oh, dear, Lewis. Lewis is gambling again and not winning. Great neutral show, Tim. You're right, Jim. So, no, I totally agree. I also happen to think that better teams get more deflected goals as well because they play against low, narrow blocks. And I would even go against that narrative as well. So I'm with you 100%, Jim. So Jacket's last stand. Yes, if Pompey are losing at home tonight, they got hammered, didn't they, in Northampton in the week. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for watching. Look, there won't be a review tomorrow because we only have 2 games to talk about. What we'll do, I tell you what, shall I start a bit early tomorrow night for the Barnsley game and we'll review these 2 games. Maybe we'll start 30 minutes early if you would like that, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully, for the Barnsley game against Derby. I want to read that because that is true. Strength in depth now key. And if you look at how well, to be fair, with the Norwich example, they've used in the main the same bunch of players, haven't they? But I do agree with Vidradini there. Strength in depth is absolutely vital now, isn't it? With people getting knackered as the season ends. Anyway, I've been ending this stream for about the last 10 minutes. I'm going to go and hang with the missus. And I will see you all, hopefully, at some point tomorrow. We'll be doing Barnsley and Derby tomorrow night. It's always fun watching Barnsley, isn't it, eh? Barnsley versus Derby tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.